So my name is Luke Utsia, and I'll be the host of Blueprint Discoveries, the new podcast. So this is the first episode, and I'll give you an oversight description of what this will be about. So firstly, some history about myself. I've been discovering my identity, explicitly and specifically from about 2009. I have met some brothers, and eventually I also met my spiritual father, and I have been really focused only on this. I have discovered that my identity, my name, in this invisible world is best described by bastion. It means to protect others, but it also means a lot of other things, but we'll get into that in later detail. So the name of the podcast will be Blueprint Discoveries. The podcast will be about really to raise an army that stands in and transform the physical reality into the original, invincible or invisible blueprint reality. So what I've discovered over the years is that there is the physical world with its systems, so it's the political systems, the economic systems, the religious systems, and all of them creates paradigms and a way of thinking, and hence that makes us believe the things that we believe. But there is a different reality. There is a reality where the individuals or the identity of the individuals and their blueprints really upheld this other blueprint reality. And in this blueprint reality, there is abundance. There is none of these issues that we have in this reality. And it really comes down to the way these individuals or identities believe, and who they are, and what they can do. And it's about remembering that original blueprint. So the main reason I'm doing this is because it is part of my identity. I have walked a certain road. I have learned, and I've seen how people lay down their lives for this. And when your spiritual father, he passed away now in June or in July this year. And then I realized all that he has done for me and what he has done for this particular cause. And then as a son, you can do no other besides also wanting to live your own identity and blueprint, no matter what the cost. So after that, this is sort of my first step into a bigger realm of public and so forth. So I'm doing this, discover my own identity and calling, but also I'm doing it for others. And I hope to reach this army that is as intrigued and resolute like I am to convert this physical world into this invincible or invisible blueprint reality. I'm calling on those. So I'll be having this podcast. We'll be discussing different issues. We'll be discussing different mindset. I'll be having guests on the podcast to discover how they've discovered the reality, their blueprint reality, and how they are proceeding, what they are struggling with, how they are doing. And then we'll be also investigating different mechanisms of, how does this thing work, because there could be identities of individuals, there could be identities of families, of collectives, there could be of nations, and how they all come together to make this thing work. I must tell you that my biggest challenge this far was to just simply pour myself out without any inhibition or thinking too much about it. It's really been a struggle for me to actually do this. But after having walked this road for 9 years, I've realized that, and there's various ways that I come to realize this, because I've actually, maybe let me just tell you this. The way I've actually come to actually this starting is that I have this inner voice that tells me I must raise an army. And so then I went and investigated the Hebrew language to see, what's this all about? And then I discovered that army and words and order is all related. Now, this is not necessarily to do with the worldly order as we know it now. It's a different order. It's a specific order. It's this blueprint order that we don't really know and we need to investigate and discover. But anyway, I've been on this road and I went to a shopping market. And in the shopping market, on my way out, there was like a book sale, a second-hand book sale. And I just glanced down when I walked past and I saw this particular book. It wasn't so much about the title. I don't understand the title yet, but I was about 30 meters past the bookstore, and I knew I need to go back and buy that book. And I turned around and I went back. And when the guy who sold me the book, there was on his T-shirt, he had this name, Army. So then I knew that, there's a deeper meaning behind this, and I really need to investigate this. And this is about, yes, raising an army, but it's also about speaking in words, because as we speak in words, in the invincible, we create order, and depending on what we speak, we create the right or we create the wrong order, if I could say it like this. So, and since I've been doing this, I have discovered a lot more freedom in terms of various things, and I can see it's slowly opening where I can, it's just like I feel that I can easier express myself, and specifically I can connect with people. Which I think for me has been difficult in the past, and it's really been a struggle. And I'm pleasantly surprised, but it wasn't easy. So I'm planning to do this podcast and maybe a vlog or so on Facebook and various things. And then the last thing maybe is my ambitions for the podcast is really to start raising this army. And I don't want to connect with everyone. I want to connect with the individuals that, this fascinates them. And they are serious about really building this army and their own identity in the invisible world. And they need to also believe that, the future of our future depends on how things go in the world. It all depends on identities and people that believe in their own original identity and calling. And this is what it's all about. It's not about all the social systems that we're busy with in economics and politics that only wants to, distract us from the true reality. It keeps us in the physical presence. It keeps us focusing on the physical stuff and, prohibit us from going deeper into the invisible world of this inner voice that's there, that sits there and wants to speak to you about your own identity and calling and how things should be. For me, my identity and calling, as I originally understand it about 9 or 10 years, is completely different from what it is now. So it's not really about improving yourself and bettering yourself and those type of things. It's simply about remembering. Now you need to connect with this inner voice to tell you that, and you also need to connect, and you need to walk in a band of brothers or sisters, because as you walk together in your specific group, your specific world as it was designed in the original blueprint, you will start remembering each other. So yeah, this is what I'm about. This is what the podcast is about. I'll be making the next episodes soon. Cheers. See you then. Bye.